Well, this is a topic that I didn't expect I would be discussing, but there was a person who commented about polygamy in Islam, right? Okay, let's start off first by saying yes, in Islam, you're allowed to marry more than one and up to four wives. That is true. Two, you still have to observe the laws of the country that you live in. Three, since most of the countries in the world don't subscribe to that and have polygamy as illegal, people who are law-abiding citizens would not break the law and go and marry somebody that they can't acknowledge publicly, which would not be okay in Islam. You can't introduce your wife as your girlfriend. That's inappropriate. That's not okay. So you would have to be lying upon lying upon lying to cover up that one first thing that you did. So that's not okay. But isn't it weird how in this society we laugh and we sneer at people who have decided, grown adults, consenting adults, who decided they want to have more than one person in their marriage, right? But we find it perfectly fine if people have an open marriage, right? We find it perfectly fine. We, elbow each other and laugh. That we find it perfectly fine for a guy who has more than one girlfriend, right? Because that's what showing the virility. Or how about a woman who is, being a feminist and she's coming into her own and she's proud that she can't commit to one person, that she's just smelling all the roses type thing, right? We laugh at all of that and we go, yay, go, you go girl, right? We think that is okay, which is really mental. But when somebody decides they want to be in a relationship where, they want to make sure that it's a long-term relationship and it's committed and it's consenting adults, why do you have a problem with that if they decide to make it a legal thing? Now, in this country, in the Western countries, it's illegal, but there are countries in the world where it's allowed. Having said that, there are many people who do not who are not in a polygamous relationship. In fact, it's a very small minority of people that do that. And also, in Islam, we're instructed that you can marry up to four wives, but if you're not going to be able to be fair across the board, because you have to financially support everybody equally and treat everybody the same equally, even when it comes down to feelings. So if you're not going to be fair, obviously I'm not a scholar, so remember that. But if you're not going to be fair, it's better to stay with one. Now, no one's going to force a consenting adult woman to be in a polygamous relationship if she doesn't want to, right? But if she is a fully grown consenting adult and she's perfectly fine with her husband having a second wife, what is your problem with that? Because you're perfectly fine with consenting adults doing a whole bunch of other things. But if they want to get married, oh my God, that is like the worst thing possible. Is it? I'm not in a polygamous relationship. It's not for me. It's not for my husband. But there are people who are, who it is for, and it's their choice. Why are you excluding consenting adults from being allowed to do that if they want to in a country where it is legal? What is your problem with that? I'm not offended at the question. I'm perfectly happy to answer that, but this is not the primary. Do you notice how when people want to tear down something, they make these snide little comments? Because the reason people convert to Islam, the reason people revert to Islam, or the reason people explore, because that's what people do, all people, and they find if Islam is for them, then then the reason they decide to become a Muslim is not, oh, yay, I get to have four wives. That's not the reason. The reason is because it appeals to their common sense. And the common sense is that there's one creator, there's one designer that has made us, and that's who we pray to, one. not 2, not 3, not a whole bunch of other things. We don't pray to icons. We don't pray to statues. If you're going to sit there and Google false information or out of context information about Islam that just isn't true, and not bother to read the Quran from front to back to inform yourself instead of spreading misinformation, disinformation, things you heard on CNN or Fox, it just makes you look bad. It doesn't make me look bad for trying to have a group of sincere people to talk to that are with a similar background as me. It doesn't make me look bad. It makes you look bad. If you want to come into the comment section or privately message and have sincere questions or thoughts, you're welcome to. But people who are snide and rude, they will get deleted. I'm not going to make any effort to answer questions that are made with ill intent. So keep that in mind, and hopefully we can have an adult discussion with respect and politeness. And hopefully people can learn from each other. But if you're not here for that reason, you will get deleted, because inevitably you will leave a dumb comment down below and I will be forced to delete it. Anyway, for those people that are sincere and here for a good reason, Assalamu alaikum.